So I was in the shop the other day, turning some big bolts into some little bolts, because I wanted them to have a big knob kind of end on them. You know, we got to have a good big knob. And that's all fine and good, but then I had to tap a 1/4 thread on them. So, as previously seen on the channel, I busted out the antique tap and die set in the lightly restored cabinet at my 1/4 and fired it in the die holder, and immediately regretted my decision. This thing has had so many hot suppers. See, it's got all these holes all wallered out in it, and it's cracked over there, and the thumb screw hole here is wallered out, and it's kind of not as round as it should be anymore. So I think that's been beat to death pretty bad over the decades of use and abuse. So what I want to do is, like so many YouTube restoration channels, I make a new one. So I have some thoughts. First thing we did, we being myself, is went to the metal store and got a big chunk of 1.5" round mild steel. Now I've been, I cut a groove in it and then knocked a chunk off with the angle grinder, which didn't take as long as I thought it would, which is good. Then I sort of really excuse me, shake the camera. Then I sort of really rough faced it off and sort of loosely marked a center point. And I've been drilling. We'll get you an action shot here. That's what it looks like there. Pretty tame. Let's take a little bite here. Very easy to make shavings. There you go. That's kind of what that looks like. I think I have a 5/8 bit, or a little bigger, so that's the next step up. Probably will be as big as I can drill. Then I'll have to go back to cutting tools and try to bore this center out. This is pretty exciting. I ground my own tool, my own cutting tool, and it's sort of working here. I'm just trying to take off the mill scale off the outside of this. So we're going to give her another bit of what for here. A little Wiener sliding 40. Cutting oil of champions. Alright, so I've cleaned the mill scale off here, mostly. More or less. It's not a pretty job, but we're just trying to get her sort of situated. Now I'm trying my best to bore this center hole out. I'm going to check it once in a while against this. So just so I want this just kind of a little loose in there. That's good. That's about an inch. And I'm not sure if this is a OSHA approved method for center boring or not, but it's kind of the only method I have right now. Because I am without a boring bar, nor do I even know how to use one. So I'm using you got to cut with the tool you got, right? So, contact. see, we have one of my, this is one of the handles. So I've come in here by hand and threaded this. This little nub will get filed off in the vise. I'm just going to touch this up a little bit to make sure there's nothing like knobby sticking out of it from being in the vise and stuff. Yes. But I'm just going to come in and file this a little bit, and then I'll flip it around and file the other end a little bit. Good. So hopefully you remember seeing this thing some other point in the video. It's all janky. These things are all bent and mashed, and it's literally smashed into an oval shape instead of a circle. These threads are stripped. Those threads are stripped. It's cracked around those threads. No bueno. So the new one, more bueno. Let's be honest here right up front. I didn't get these holes drilled perfectly straight in from each side. If I was a little smarter, I would have drilled them in straight through in one axis or one drilling. But whatever. That's aircraft inspired. It's a slight dihedral. Keeps it on track. And I actually got to use the old tap and die set to tap and cut threads for all these components that go into the main body. So it's awesome. I spent most of the weekend doing this. Sad but true. But it's been a really good learning experience for running the lathe, especially. Even down to these little bits like chamfering off the ends here. Smooth those for a touch surface. Leaving my scars of embarrassment there as a reminder, etc., etc. It's not the most pretty thing in the world, but it should outlast any tap and die jobs I need to do. And I made it myself, which is super fun. I made a new one. So thanks for watching. Get in your shops, use your tools, get more familiar with them, and we'll see you next time. Cheers.